If you've ever wondered why earthworms seem to show up like magic in certain garden beds and compost piles, here's a surprising truth. It's not the worms you feed, it's what feeds the microbes. And nothing sets off a microbial frenzy quite like alfalfa pellets. Gardeners who know the secret use them as a stealth fertilizer, not for their plants directly, but for the soil life that makes gardening effortless. Let's dive into the fascinating science behind this humble pellet and why it's become a magnet for earthworms in healthy living soil. What's really in alfalfa pellets, and why it matters? Alfalfa pellets are compressed forms of chopped alfalfa hay, commonly used as animal feed. But when tucked into your soil and given a splash of moisture, these little green nuggets unleash a potent cocktail of nutrients, organic compounds, and growth stimulants that feed soil biology like nothing else. Alfalfa contains nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, and a powerful natural compound called triacontanol, a plant growth hormone. While plants benefit from this, the real magic happens underground where microbes begin to swarm. The structure of the pellets makes them ideal for gradual decomposition. Unlike powdered fertilizers that wash away quickly, alfalfa pellets break down slowly, feeding microbes and fungi over time. This sustained breakdown builds the kind of microbial hotspot that makes earthworms abandon their usual haunts and head straight for your garden beds. When you bury or soak alfalfa pellets in garden soil, you're not feeding the earthworms directly. You're laying out a buffet for bacteria and fungi. These microbes explode in population as the alfalfa softens and decomposes. Think of it as igniting a microbial bonfire. As these microscopic organisms feed and multiply, they release metabolic byproducts and chemical cues that earthworms can detect from inches, even feet, away. Earthworms, unlike fungi or bacteria, are secondary decomposers. They're not there to eat the raw materials, they come where the breakdown is already happening, and that's what makes alfalfa pellets such a unique attractant. They act like an invisible dinner bell, summoning earthworms to feast on the microbial soup generated by decomposition. Earthworms are highly attuned to the environment around them. While they don't see or smell like we do, they possess chemoreceptors on their skin that help them detect changes in chemical gradients in the soil. When alfalfa pellets begin to decompose, the microbial activity around them releases compounds such as ammonia, carbon dioxide, and other volatile organic substances. These chemical signatures tell the worms that a feast is underway. Like seasoned foragers, they tunnel toward the source, aerating the soil as they go. In fact, gardeners who regularly use alfalfa pellets in their compost heaps or garden beds often notice increased worm castings and deeper worm channels within weeks. The presence of earthworms isn't just a feel-good sign of healthy soil, it has real, measurable benefits. As they consume decaying matter and microorganisms, earthworms mix and aerate the soil. Their castings are rich in bioavailable nutrients, humic acids, and beneficial enzymes. In gardens where alfalfa pellets are used, the microbial population acts as a fuel source, accelerating the natural cycles of decay, nutrient release, and root stimulation. The synergy between alfalfa-fueled microbes and earthworms leads to what many gardeners call living soil. Plants grown in this kind of environment show deeper roots, more vigorous foliage, better drought resilience, and fewer pest issues. You're not just fertilizing the plant, you're awakening an entire underground ecosystem. Unlike synthetic fertilizers that risk burning roots or disrupting microbial life, alfalfa pellets offer a gentle, slow-releasing source of organic nutrition. This makes them ideal for raised beds, small container gardens, or any plot where you want to build long-term fertility rather than chase short-term growth. The pellets can be scratched into the soil surface, buried a few inches deep, or soaked in water to create a liquid microbial stimulant. Some gardeners even layer them under mulch or mix them into worm bins to accelerate composting. In all these cases, the result is the same, a sharp increase in soil activity, which indirectly draws in more worms over time. If your garden beds are lifeless, compacted, or suffering from poor microbial diversity, alfalfa pellets can be the spark that wakes everything up. By jump-starting microbial populations, these pellets lay the foundation for bigger worm populations, better aeration, and ultimately healthier plants. Within a few weeks of consistent application, the structure, smell, and feel of your soil begins to change. That's the power of microbial and worm synergy. One simple experiment is to bury a handful of pellets in one half of your garden and leave the other untreated. Come back in 2 weeks, dig both areas, and you'll see firsthand how many more worms, roots, and fungal threads appear in the alfalfa-treated zone. So, When it comes to using alfalfa pellets in your garden routine, there's really no wrong way to do it, but, consistency is key. For the best results, you'll want to apply them in spring and fall, when soil moisture and temperature are just right for microbial growth. If your soil is dry, go ahead and hydrate the pellets lightly before you spread them out, and always follow up with a light watering. This helps kickstart decomposition. Over time, you'll notice your soil becomes less compact, way more alive, and you'll actually see it get richer with worm life and organic matter. For those practicing no-dig or minimal disturbance gardening, alfalfa pellets offer an easy, low-effort way to improve soil from the top down. They work well with compost, leaf mulch, or wood chips, amplifying the decomposition process and increasing the benefits tenfold. Final thoughts. Earthworms know what gardeners should. Earthworms don't read labels, and they don't chase fads. They go where the life is. And when you use alfalfa pellets, you're creating the perfect underground signal that says, "Come here, it's alive." For gardeners who understand the soil-first approach, these little green pellets are far more than animal feed. They're a quiet revolution in organic soil building. Try them out and see what happens in your garden. Don't be surprised if your compost comes alive, your plants perk up, and your soil starts teeming with those wiggly allies you've been hoping for. If this guide helped unlock something new in your gardening journey, hit that subscribe button, share this video with your gardening friends, and drop your results in the comments. Let's grow better soil, one scoop of pellets at a time.